We are back, ladies and gentlemen, off to the races here for another week of Oscar predictions. This just feels good, almost a month in, and it's updated predictions. And I'm here with my pals, and movies are ramping up, and it's just
Ugh.
that it's that time of the year, guys, where precursors have started. Right? We haven't covered them, but precursors are already starting. So maybe that will reflect in today's list, right, Dan?
Yes, definitely. I sure hope so.
Mm. Well, for sure for Shawn, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm just excited to talk about Best Actor, Best Actress. This race, I feel like every single day it changes and it's getting more and more complicated. So I'm really excited to see what you guys have for your choices.
Ooh, I like those choice of words. I don't know if I would say they change every day, but the top ones change every day. I'll say that. I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Switching up.
yeah, like the list may be a little consistent, but it's that top spot. And that's probably a
Hmm.
little bit more exciting because it has to do with the winner. So there's no clear winner.
No.
Or maybe there will be amongst the Off to the Races crew. We'll find out.
And we're off to the races.
Best leading actor. And this week we are starting with my man Dan.
All right. So I think I have a hot take of who I left off, maybe. Um. Yeah. So five, five is Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. 4 is Coleman Domingo for Rustin. 3 is Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. 2, Bradley Cooper for Maestro. And 1, Cillian Murphy still for Oppenheimer.
I did
Mm.
not think that you were gonna have Coleman Domingo. I almost thought that you were gonna take him off, and that's the hot take. You did
Mm.
not put in Leo.
Yeah, I know.
Dan, you're making me think now. But explain your take. Why is Leo not on this list?
I just feel, first of all, he's amazing in Fields of the Fire Moon. I loved him, like one of my favorite performances by him. But
Yeah.
still, I think just the love for that movie in general is dying, and the hype, at least the talk around the town, it's not really being talked about as much anymore. And Leonardo DiCaprio was never it was always Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone that you were mostly hearing about. You were hearing about Leo, but I feel like, the other two were more in the headlines and stuff. So I don't know. I just, for now at least, I think taking him off.
All right. Okay.
Interesting.
So Shawn, let me pass this to you because last week we were talking about Killers of the Flower Moon, and in the week before we were also talking about Killers of the Flower Moon, and I do align with the consensus of it's dying a little bit. I feel it
Yes.
at least. Now, Shawn, how do you feel though about the New York Film Festival wins for Killers of the Flower Moon? It won Best Picture,
Hmm.
and Gladstone won Actress. Yeah, there's love for it though in New York. Could that end up giving it some momentum? Is what I'm trying to say.
Honestly, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for more of a push, and I just don't feel it. They are releasing it tomorrow. From the press release I got, it says that they're releasing it tomorrow for you to buy. So Apple TV Plus is still not releasing it on their platform. They are releasing it on digital for you to buy, and then in a couple more weeks you can watch it on Apple TV Plus. So I think they're kind of doing the long haul release for this one, and they're kind of waiting for more people to keep watching it and for it to gain that momentum. But I don't see the momentum yet, and it's going to take a lot for me start bringing killers back up into the ranks.
No, I see what you mean, because I kind of, again, align with that. I know I have it very high in screenplay, but again, that was 2 weeks ago, and 2 weeks in, I think that would change. I think I
Yeah.
would change that, right? We just gotta see. New York loved it, but that's not a surprise. That's Scorsese country, okay?
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Exactly. And I just think it's so interesting that Gladstone wins for a movie that nobody has heard of. Honestly, I don't even remember what the name is of the movie that she won for, but she won Best Actress for not Killers of the Flower Moon. So I think that's kind of interesting. It kind of says something, I guess. I don't know what it says, but
It says something. That's all it
it
does.
says something. It says that Killers is not, it's not impenetrable, I guess.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Dan, right. Now that's an addition. That's an addition that we did not have in June, nor
Yeah.
in September, nor in October if we did a video. I don't remember if we did one in October, but American Fiction. It's the train, the little engine that could. It's
Yeah.
the opposite of Past Lives. Keeps gaining that momentum. So right's at number 5. Could he
Yep.
drop, or is he a solid 5?
Oh, because the thing is, I put Coleman Domingo over it, and I can actually see a world where Coleman Domingo might be snubbed, because it would be a serious snub if he was. Just because of Rustin is it's good, but people don't like love the movie. But
Yeah.
so I don't think he's a solid 5.
Okay.
I think people don't love that movie a lot. I think Rustin has been getting some really negative feedback in the last couple of weeks about how basic it is and how great that performance is and how big this character was in real life. And the movie does not do him justice. And I think that narrative about the film is really going to hurt Domingo's chances.
Which I don't understand when those same people talk and praise a movie like Naiad and the performances there, when I think
I agree.
Rustin is miles ahead better than Naiad.
Yeah, I thought Rustin was a lot more accessible. It was a lot more moving than Naiad for sure.
Mm-hmm. Dan, I'm going to stop your 5 there just in case we have some of the same ones. So what are your honorable mentions, and how many do you have?
I have 2 honorable mentions.
Ooh.
Number 7 is Andrew Scott, The Strangers, and 6 is Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay, yeah, so Leo's there. He's peeping in. He might go in, right? So if one of them starts losing steam, Leo's going to take it in. Okay, I got you. Andrew Scott, All of Us Strangers. What else can we say? We've been saying it since we started predicting it for screenplay all those weeks back. This is a movie that, unlike After Sun, is a lot more accessible and could start building. I can see it, honestly.
Still very hypothetical, though. I just
super.
The people who have seen it love it, but for the time being, I don't think it has gained any kind of steam. We're kind of just waiting on that release, I think.
I almost hope it does happen, though. I need some surprises here. If we're predicting the Oscars now and it's exactly how we predict them, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, they never are, though. So the Oscars don't disappoint usually.
Andrew Riseborough again.
That's not going to happen again.
Man, I hate and love that moment last year.
Yeah.
So let's go with me and my 5. At number 5, I have Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. At number 4, Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon. At 3, I have Paul Giamatti. 2, Cillian Murphy with Bradley Cooper for the win for Maestro. Shawn's reactions will always please me. I love it. Now listen, the Domingo's not on. And I like Domingo and Rustin. I like him a lot. I have nothing bad to say really about his performance. My thing with Domingo is this. He is a prime example of an Oscar snub Oscar morning. He is a prime example of outrage when nominations come out and he is not included. And I can see it because the movie really is not liked. It's true, Shawn. We are not on that train.
Yeah.
We got off in the last stop. We're not continuing on that train, but the train is continuing, though. We can't deny that. There is negativity for this movie. And are we really saying that out of all this negativity for this movie, it's going to make it here in one spot? Now, I like his performance. It could. I'm not saying it wouldn't. But there are a lot of people that I have heard specifically, right? And I can quote who say people that have Coleman at number 1 are insane. He's good, but he's going to get snubbed. This is me quoting other people. And I kind of agree. I think he will get snubbed as of today.
There's a part of me that feels like this is Till all over again. Till was a movie that people, admired for telling a true story that, needed to be told, but it might not have been as good as it should have been. But the lead performance was incredible. And then that lead performance gets snubbed. So I think it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, at number 4, I have Leonardo DiCaprio. If I were to take out Leo, I don't even know if I would put Domingo in, even without Leo in the category. That's how unsure I am of Domingo getting in. Because, again, Leonardo DiCaprio, Killer of the Flower Moon, they're not campaigning Leo like they are Gladstone.
No, definitely not.
Their campaign is Scorsese and Gladstone. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no narrative purpose for Leo to get another Oscar this year. So just like De Niro, I don't see it happening. And he could easily move down. I might even agree with Dan at some point and have him off.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. And then, should I leave it there? Do we want to touch on Bradley or should we wait for Shawn to touch on Bradley?
I mean, I want to know why he's your number 1.
Okay. All right. He is my number 1 because I really think, bro, that they are going to campaign Bradley Cooper and why am I forgetting her name? Promising Young Woman.
Carey
Mulligan. Bro, they are campaigning the crap out of them. The movie is dumb. It's not even freaking Leonard Bernstein and his wife. It's Bradley Cooper and Carey Mulligan. And I think that's what's going to help so much. Plus, I know there was some backlash a while ago, but the whole makeup and hairstyling, people are putting it at its number 1. And there is a correlation, guys, with hair and makeup and the acting awards.
Yeah, and we've definitely seen that in the past couple of years.
And I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there. We can touch on it some more with Shawn, but my honorable mentions now. At number 7, I also have Andrew Scott. I made my case. Andrew Scott. I really love Andrew Scott. I think he's a thespian.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And 6, I have Coleman Domingo for Rustin. So he's there. He's peeping through. Peeping in. Shawn, what about you, my friend?
Oh boy. Okay. Number 5, I have Coleman Domingo for Rustin. Number 4, I have Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. Number 3, I have Bradley Cooper for Maestro. Number 2, I have Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction.
Whoa.
And number 1, I have Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer.
Bro, I'm not even going to fight Shawn because I'm going to say this. I appreciate you guys for giving me the credit last year when I was predicting Jamie Lee Curtis and all that type of stuff. But Shawn, whether you noticed this or not, for some weird reason, when it comes to the actor awards, you get these predictions right. Troy Kotzer the first year, last year with Austin Butler being runner-up, and with Fraser when nobody thought he was Jeffrey Wright at 2.
100%.
Shawn, you are a psychic.
Not for every category, just for this category.
Just for this category.
Or the actor categories.
Does this mean that it's going to happen?
We don't know, obviously. That's why they are predictions. We are not psychics here. Yeah, just a couple of things. I think we've said enough about Coleman Domingo. I think he has a long road ahead. I originally started this season saying that he was going to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor and Best Actor, and now I'm like, I don't even know if he's going to get anything. But I just think the love for Rustin has waned. The only thing I can see helping him is if The Color Purple and his presence in that film, even if he doesn't get a nomination in Best Supporting Actor, that still boosts his presence in everybody's minds, and then they vote for him in Rustin. So I think that could help. And then my Jeffrey Wright at number 2. I think I just saw the movie, so it is fresh in my mind. But we all know Jeffrey Wright, right? Like, we have seen him in so many different movies, and he's one of those actors. He's such a great character actor, but he's never had a chance to show off like he does here. And this is such a complex performance, and he delivers it in every aspect that you can think of, with the deadpan comedy and also the very heartfelt moments, and you really love his character and feel for him. This is a performance that defines an actor, and that's why I think it's I'm pretty sure he's a lock. And he could take over Cillian Murphy if American Fiction becomes the hit that I think that it will be.
And it definitely could, bro.
Yeah.
It's so possible. I could see it. Isn't it funny, guys? Just looking at this list, this is a whole category of overdue actors. Isn't
100%.
that insane?
Yep.
And that's why I leave out Leonardo DiCaprio, because he's already gotten his due, and this isn't his best performance per se, So it's like Giamatti and Cooper and Wright and Murphy and Domingo. Like, these are all actors people love. That's such a great point, John. I love that. It's a great narrative.
I think the narrative to keep Leo off is better than the narrative to keep him on, and yet I still have him on because of the whole Rustin debacle. But this is an interesting category, bro. I just noticed that now. Yeah, the whole overdue narrative for every single person. I think that's great. I would love to see that Oscar morning and fight tooth and nail up until Oscar night to see who gets it. I'm excited for American Fiction. Haven't seen it yet. Shawn,
Yes.
you have. Jealous, but I'm now thinking if I should change my list because Shawn said it.
Well, I mean, once you see it, I'm sure you'll see. I think we should talk a little bit more about Giamatti and Murphy.
Okay. Giamatti at number 3. He's gone up. There was a point where Giamatti was 5, and now he's right there, right in the middle. Shawn. Well, actually, let me go to Dan. I haven't heard from you in a second, Dan. I almost have this mentality that if they campaign him right, could we see Giamatti take the Oscar? Is that even a world we could live in, do you think?
I actually do think so. I can see it.
Me too.
Yeah, like I said, those top 3 in my list, like all of our lists, right? Oh, well, no, you had. Well, anyway, yeah. So those top 3 that I had, at least, I could definitely third lock to me. And once I see American Fiction, I'm sure I'll be with Shawn, and Jeffrey Wright will be a lock.
Shawn, Shawn, it's my thing with Giamatti is that maybe to us personally, it's not our favorite performance, though it's a dang good one. But it's a great performance with a lot of heart, and I think people are gonna grab onto that, don't you think?
And I did as well. I love this movie. I love the holdovers. I think all the performances are fantastic. My problem is with Giamatti is that Giamatti plays Paul Giamatti in the holdovers. He's not doing anything revelatory. And that's why I'm like, am I going to remember him? Of course. Like, I want to give him a big hug, and he's an old curmudgeon, but like, he's not really doing anything that's like, wow, you know? Whereas I think of Jeffrey Wright or a Cillian Murphy, just looking at him in the eyes and all of the emotions he's going through. You know, or even Domingo, who like transforms into Rustin. I just don't know if it deserves that top spot, but I think he is going to get nominated.
I'm gonna say something here that may get some backlash from me, but this is truly how I feel, and it's actually not the same category. It's not the same category, but it's the supporting categories. And this is what I gotta say: Ki Hui Kwan, amazing. He plays himself. Yu Jung Yoon Minari, amazing. She plays herself. Troy Kotzer and Coda, really liked him, plays himself, and they all got the Oscar. I'm kind of thinking of it like that.
And I would say that, yeah, but we didn't know, like, we know Giamatti for years and years that he plays.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and them, it was like Ki Kwan just came back, you know.
True.
So,
That's actually
Dan, that's a really fantastic point, actually. Yeah, I think that is exactly why I'm more maybe like jaded on him, like getting the award for it. Don't get me wrong, though. I would not be upset if he won. I think he's an overdue actor. He is fantastic in this movie. But I don't know. I just feel like it's not up there. Like just seeing Jeffrey Wright and what he does in American Fiction, or Murphy, like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't even touched on the majority of us agree. Cillian Murphy's gonna win it. Shawn, why?
Number one, overdue. I think he's a beloved actor, but like this performance could have been so just dull, you know? And he really just, you can feel the pain and the confliction that Oppenheimer has in Cillian Murphy's eyes. And he doesn't say a whole lot, but you can just feel it in everything that he does. And you really do feel like he just lost himself to this role. I think no matter what, he's getting nominated, and I think he deserves the win.
No flag from me. Sight unseen for Maestro. Cillian Murphy is still like my favorite performance of the year.
So good.
So good indeed. Shawn, want to get into your honorable mentions?
Sure. Number 8 is Zac Efron for The Iron Claw. I'm really betting on this movie.
Okay.
There's something in my bones. I feel like it's gonna happen somewhere. Number 7, Barry Keoghan for Saltburn.
You and Saltburn.
And then number 6, Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay, so you have him there also kind of like peeping in.
So close.
Wow, Barry Keoghan, bro. I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Okay, but everybody, I don't think it's going to happen either. I think Saltburn is kind of like out for the count unless it gets some crazy push at some of these precursors that we're not expecting. But does the performance deserve notoriety? I absolutely think so. That is a fantastic performance from Barry Keoghan.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Zac Efron. Okay. I am also excited for this movie. I am a wrestling fan. I know the story of Yvonne Eriks, okay? And people are really liking the Iron Claw, bro. I have also heard people say this, though. It is almost a great movie.
Okay.
It is almost a great movie. And because it is almost a great movie, Zac Efron will almost get into Oscar talks. Almost.
That's fair. I mean, once again, it's still, we're on the outside looking in. I feel
Yeah.
like The Iron Claw and The Color Purple are the two movies that are in awards consideration that not a lot of people have seen yet and don't really have a lot of reviews out yet for it. So I'm waiting to see, but the reactions from some people that I really admire as critics who kind of get it on the nose are saying The Iron Claw is it's something incredible. So I'm holding on to that for just for the time being.
You're holding on with an iron claw. My friends, let's get on going into our predictions for Best Leading Actress. This always delivers. This freaking
Always.
category delivers every year, y'all. And it's gonna deliver again. It's gonna deliver again. All right. So, since Dan went last time, that means I'm going this time. So I'm going first, guys. Who am I? 5 for Best Leading Actress. At number 5, I have Fantasia Barrino for The Color Purple. At 4, Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall. At 3, I have Carey Mulligan for Maestro. And then it's the battle between Stone and Gladstone. And y'all, my favorite actress is Emma Stone. You know I can't be going against my girl like that because I got her at number 1. I got Emma Stone at number 1. I got Emma Stone at number 1. And Lily Gladstone is number 2. But what a battle this is gonna be. This is Cate Blanchett and Michelle Yeoh all over again. They're gonna be fighting. It's gonna be tooth and nail, I think, though. It's not gonna be where Blanchett took all the awards last year and then Yeoh just got it at the end. This is, I think, gonna be flip-flopping. Right? And that's what I think, at least. I'm curious what you think, Dan. Stone versus Gladstone. Don't give your answer, obviously, but what do you think about that fight?
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be interesting. I mean, from what I hear, it sounds like Emma Stone gives one of the best performances of the year.
Career best.
Career best.
Career best.
Gotta be better than La La Land. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna take you off this stream, Dan.
No, I'm kidding. I love Emma Stone too. But I don't know. And Lily Gladstone's great. Just from what I'm hearing about Emma Stone, and I haven't seen it yet, I feel like it's not a comparison, almost like person, if you know what I mean. Like I feel like I'm gonna think Emma Stone's way better than Lily Gladstone in Killers of Fire, and she's great in Killers of Fire.
Shawn, to Dan's point, do you think what can go against Gladstone is the flip-flopping between categories? That some people even say that she should have stayed there because she is supporting, while others go, I can see her as a lead.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the biggest thing that holds Lily Gladstone back is the fact that a lot of people think that she is a supporting actress in the film. I still think it's kind of interesting that they decided to put her here because it is such a stacked category and it always is. I don't know. I still think it is a bitter fight to the death, though.
Yeah, I like that, though. And I want to touch on Fantasia Barrino. She's at 5, but for me, she is a weak number 5. And I honestly don't have a strong 6, but I just don't think she's a strong 5 is all. Yeah, it's sight unseen. I haven't seen The Color Purple. And what we've been saying the last couple of weeks, people are talking about Brooks. People are talking about Coleman Domingo. People are talking about Taraji P. Henson. Where's Fantasia in this conversation? I haven't heard it.
Yeah, no.
There's a few people.
Okay, and I mean that. I wasn't being facetious. Like, I mean that. I actually have not heard it. What have they been saying?
I mean, just from like the what do we call them? X posts now? We don't call them tweets anymore? Whatever they are.
I think it's
Um,
yeah.
yeah. There's been a couple that say like Fantasia is incredible. It's a career-defining performance. All those words that get thrown out. But definitely not as much love, I feel like, towards that Fantasia Barrino performance. And there is a lot more attention on Brooks, especially.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well, I'll leave my turn there. And let me get into my honorable mentions. If you watched last week, during the Best Supporting Actor category, I said that I had a very long list and I had to shorten it down because what I was doing was I was ranking them and they weren't really an honorable mention. That being said, I have a long list here and they're all honorable mentions. And I think I had a harder time concocting my honorable mentions list than the actual Oscar 5. And this could change. The order could change. But at 9, I have Natalie Portman and May December. How I would love to see this, brother. How I would love to see Natalie Portman. You don't understand. For you guys that don't know, I also saw May December. And the Cinema Squad is in agreement that it is one of the best films of 2023. Okay? With some of the best, if not the best, performances put to film this year. That includes Natalie Portman. I want to see it so bad. Now,
That's really low, John.
I know. I want to say something real quick about May December. This is something that I heard from a podcast that I listened to, right? The New York Film Festival Awards, right? Ever since the Academy kind of changed the rules back in 2011, where like there was like a solid 5 entries for like each category, including picture and whatnot. Whatever won screenplay for New York, 100% went to the Oscars. If I'm wrong there, do not come for me. This is what I'm getting from a podcast. May December won screenplay at New York. Bro, if it makes it. I know this isn't screenplay, but I'm just thinking.
I mean, screenplay, it at least makes it. Like, if they do not nominate that screenplay, they're missing something completely. So,
brother, I love this movie. Anyway, let's keep on going. At number 8, I got Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. I know she won Venice, I believe. It was Venice. I saw Priscilla. I am sorry. I actually don't hate Priscilla, but I don't think that performance is anything to rave about. 7, how far she has fallen alongside her movie, Greta Lee in Past Lives. She's still there. And 6, and this is actually a weak 6, Margot Robbie and Barbie. And that's it. That's it. So I got a lot. I think this is the most I've given.
The Greta Lee thing, it kills me. Because even though I don't love that movie as much as everyone else, I still respect it a lot. I still think it's a very good film. Greta Lee's performance is the best thing about that movie, in my opinion. And I have been rooting for her this whole entire season so far, but I just don't see it happening anymore.
Yeah. But we can touch on that some more in case some of you guys have it. So, Shawn, it is your turn, my friend.
Number 5, I have Natalie Portman for May December.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I don't care. I have to put it in. The performance is too good to leave out. Number 4, I have Fantasia Barrino for The Color Purple.
Wow.
Number 3, I have Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. And then 2, Lily Gladstone. 1, Emma Stone.
I don't know if I should hug you or kiss you, Shawn. What a list.
I'll take both.
What? You got my girl Natalie in, and you got my girl Stone winning? Bro,
yeah.
Shawn, If we weren't friends before, we're brothers now.
Yes. Yeah, Natalie Portman, I just am thinking about it, and I don't know, I do feel the momentum of May December. I might be a little bullish here, but we were talking about the supporting performances. We all had Julianne Moore in the supporting category. Well, I had Milton in the
I
supporting
would now.
category, and I
I
think
would know.
after seeing the Gothams and the New York critics both having Melton win, I think that we can say that at least those two are going to get nominated. Probably there's a really good chance for both of them. How could you leave out Natalie Portman with that performance, with that monologue that she has in that film? Yeah, I mean, to me, you can't. It would be sacrilege to leave her out and the other two get nominated.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you, Shawn. I don't see the Oscars having Carey Mulligan miss. I don't see it, and that's why I took Natalie out.
That's fair, and I mean, Carey Mulligan missing would be crazy.
Yeah.
And especially some people say Carey Mulligan steals the movie from Bradley Cooper. So that's just where I'm at right now. I really need to see Maestro to really like define completely what I think. But I mean, maybe take Barrino out and put Carey Mulligan in. I don't know. But
I almost like that
hard.
list. Yeah, I almost like that list to take Fantasia out, but then we haven't seen the movie. Maybe we love Fantasia in the movie.
I have a feeling I'm going to love The Color Purple. I'm not going to lie.
I'm on the opposite spectrum.
I don't know. I feel like I'm going to love it.
I hope I love it, right? But I'm on the
and I feel like I'm not going to love Maestro. I don't know. I just have that feeling in my gut.
Spectrum. And I'm going to love Maestro. That's too funny. That's too funny. Shawn, before your honorable mentions, why Stone at 1?
Stone at 1. I think you kind of mentioned it, John, when you said like career best. I mean, she's already been nominated multiple times. She's already won before. This is her being very courageous. This is her doing something different. Her kind of reaching for her comedic roots and her physical acting and also dramatic. So many different things she's doing in this performance. So I just see it for Stone. I don't know why. Though, are we living in a world where Carey Mulligan has never won an Oscar and Emma Stone has won 2 Oscars?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And 2 Best Leading Actress Oscars? Like, is it that world? I don't know if we're living in that world yet. I don't know. Like, nothing against Emma Stone. I love her. But, like...
I am living in that world, brother.
That's fair.
Good point, though. Your honorable mention, Shawn.
Number 8, Miss Margot Robbie for Barbie. Number 7, Greta Lee for Past Lives, and 6 is Carey Mulligan for Maestro.
Yeah. I'm not even mad about Margot being that low. Again, she was a weak 6 for me, bro. Greta,
not a weak performance.
No,
but she's gonna get nominated for because she produced Barbie. So like I feel like Margot Robbie's already getting she's gonna get that the accolades for Barbie. Not that it's gonna win or anything, but I just don't see it for the performance. I really don't.
Unless Emma Stone gets nominated for Best Actress in a Comedy for the Golden Globes. If she doesn't, I think Margot could win the Golden Globe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
100%.
So that's good. And you have not seen Priscilla, I'm guessing?
I have not seen Priscilla.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think that... Even though the movie did quite well at the box office, I just don't see it having any sort of steam.
Nah, dude. Yeah, it's Kaylee Spaney, I think, is overrated. I'm sorry. Not as an actress in general. Her in Priscilla, I mean, I think is overrated. So it's whatever. Hey, bro, What a list, man! I love your list.
Mhm.
I want to copy your list for Natalie Portman alone. So
Yeah,
I love
take
it,
it.
Shawn. If you don't have anything else to add on to this, we're gonna end this with
No.
Dan.
Yeah.
All right.
Right?
So I think I have the same list as Shawn.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah. Natalie
You
Portman,
just-
5.
Uh-huh.
Fantasia Barrino, Sandra Hüller,
Uh-huh.
Lily Gladstone, Emily Stone. Emma Stone.
Yes!
Yeah.
Good. I
This
change
is the
mine?
list. You heard it at Off to the Races first. This is the list. These are the nominees.
If it was the Shawn with actor, he's pretty good with, but actress.
Yeah, my track record's not so great.
What a list, though. I love both of your
it was
lists.
hard to
Dan.
keep Carey Mulligan off. I
Mhm.
really, but I can't see Fantasia Barrino not being on there. Really,
Mhm.
Okay.
and I don't want Natalie Portman to not be on there, but I can't see that performance not getting any.
I hope so, man. It really is that monologue for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
That monologue.
Oh,
Like, I love Mia Goth to death, but that monologue in Pearl doesn't even touch it.
yeah. So good.
I love this so much. Let's touch on the only one we haven't touched on. That is Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. Dan.
Yeah. She is so good in that movie.
Mm.
Such a good performance. It's I still have it in my mind.
Mm.
I don't know. It's such a tough performance because times you don't know if she did what she's accused of, and if she didn't do, you never know. And the thing we hear on the recording was just so good.
Oh, yes.
So I have to have her in there. Yeah.
I think it could have been a short film of just the recording, right? So this would be a 10-minute film. Anatomy of a Fall, a 10-minute short film. Sandra Hüller gets into Best Actress for that scene.
Yeah.
Incredible acting from Sandra Hüller in that scene.
Yeah.
I am not the biggest fan of Anatomy of a Fall. I'm not. I am a big fan of Hüller in that film, and I'm an even bigger fan of that recording scene in the courtroom. Amazing. Triet kills it in that section.
Yeah. I think Dan really captured exactly what is so great about this performance is you never know if you're rooting for this character or if you should not be rooting for the character. It holds such a fine line. Like, did she do it? Did she not do it? And you're always wanting to feel something for her. It's such a delicate performance, I think. And, God, she kills it. If she didn't get in here, and I do think there is a world, I don't know if she's a lock yet, because I do see Anatomy of a Fall, it just didn't really do anything in the theaters. It didn't really gain any momentum during its release.
You're right, Shawn. You're right, but it did gain momentum during these last two precursors, like the Gothams in New York.
Yes.
Over Zone of Interest, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, I think.
I do too. And I think Anatomy of a Fall has kind of, out of those two movies, I think Anatomy of a Fall has become the victorious one. It did win the Palme d'Or, but I just think Anatomy of a Fall has a lot better chance in all of these different categories than the Zone of Interest. But I just would be heartbroken if she didn't get a nomination here because people deserve to know the name Sandra Hüller.
I agree. Yeah. The last thing I want to touch on before your honorable mentions, Dan, since we've touched on everybody else, I'd like to go back up to Lily Gladstone again. Because even though we all agree about Stone, Gladstone could still get it like we mentioned. My thing is, her role says something. Is it career best? Maybe not. Maybe it is. It's a young career. But it says something. Even if she fades into the background, you think about her when she's not there and you're wondering, where is she? How does she play into the events that are happening in the movie? And if I may, I have a section in my review for Killers of the Flower Moon about Lily Gladstone's character Molly that I think is why I enjoy her so much, even with the fading into the background. And it's this: I say, Molly does fade into the background as she succumbs to her circumstances, but her subtlety is almost the point of her story. Molly Burkhart, the real person, was, for lack of a better word, forgotten by history. And Scorsese takes it upon himself to indirectly shame us for doing the same thing while we watch these events unfold, knowing full well she is the reason for the film.
Yeah, I love that you said that. That makes
Beautifully
sense.
said.
Yeah.
She could win it too.
I mean, like I said, they're like Gladstone and Stone. They're going to fight to the bitter end. Like, I think it is between the two of them.
Yeah, for sure. Dan, your honorable mentions and Barbie number 6 is my prediction. Let's see.
So I have 4.
Okay.
9 is Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. 8 is Greta Lee, Past Lives. 7 is Margot Robbie for Barbie.
Oh.
And 6 is Carey Mulligan for Maestro.
Oh, damn. Carey Mulligan. Okay, yeah. Good list. Good list.
And I'm with you on Kaylee Spaney. I don't like to be mean on her. She's not bad. She's just, I'm surprised.
She's just bored.
Yeah, like she didn't wow me like I expected her to after winning at Venice. And then like she's good, but she's overrated, I think you said, John.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think I don't
have her because she got nominated and won it at Venice.
Got you. Yeah, I believe me and you spoke about this, Dan. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember mentioning about how they almost wanted to be like Spencer. Priscilla felt like Spencer light.
Yeah. It did. It really did.
Right?
And with what Spencer did, right, was, I think you said this, it was a weekend, right? There was a few days.
Yeah, it was like a day or two. A weekend, yeah.
Yeah, but this was like the whole time she was without this.
The whole time.
Yeah. So not as narrowed down.
Yeah, no, 100%. Man, what we got these two categories, guys. So good.
Yeah.
They are so good.
We touched on screenplay, we touched on supporting actor, and now we're touching on lead. And I've got to say, this week is probably my favorite predictions so far.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So good.
It's an exciting race.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching Off to the Races Season 3. If you like this video, please make sure to like down below and also subscribe to the Cinema Squad channel.
Yes, and next week, we will be back yet again to see what's going on. What are our predictions for Best Director? Will it be Nolan versus Gerwig to do another Barbenheimer competition, just like in the box office? Or will Scorsese? Will he be at the top of our predictions? Find out next week.
Awesome.
Till next time, movie fans.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next week.
This is looking to be a tight one, folks.